faculty meeting in the world. You can actually drink in public, you know? Oh my God, where are my elementary school teachers? Yes, awesome. Middle school. Oh, just by yourself. That's okay. You're like, I wish I was in elementary school. High school teachers. Yes, awesome, guys. We're gonna have such a wonderful show today. My name is Irma Ruiz. Actually, it's Irma Linda Cardenas Ruiz. Yes, I know. My parents gave me the most Mexican name in the world. Then those fuckers didn't even teach me Spanish. And I still talk like a chola, you know. Hey, but you guys, y'all just call me Irma. Call me Irma, okay? Just whatever you do not call me Irma Sperma. It sucks being bullied, and you see kids getting bullied all the time, right, guys? But that's what they would call me, Irma Sperma. Irma Sperma! Irma Sperma! I mean, kids should not be calling their teacher Irma Sperma. It's rude, it's inappropriate, you know? It's hard being a good teacher and a good alcoholic at the same time. You know, every morning I wake up and I'm like, Irma, you need to quit drinking or you're gonna lose your job, you know? So now I'm doing comedy for you fuckers tonight. Alcohol always wins, guys. Alcohol always wins. 15 years down the drain. Just because I took some vodka to a faculty meeting, big deal. Big deal, everybody does it, right? No, 15 years down the drain. The thing is, like, I wouldn't have to drink if it weren't for that freaking Becky. Everybody here knows who Becky is. Okay? Becky is that one lady, when y'all have the group chat, don't tell Becky we're going to the show. Okay? I remember, I had a faculty, I forgot that we had a faculty meeting. I'm not gonna lie, I had been drinking a little bit, but it was towards the end of the workday, okay? I had my Sonic cup, you know, had my little bit of vodka, and I'm ready to go home, you know, eating my ramen noodles with my kids for dinner and stuff. And the principal's like, don't forget about faculty meeting. Oh, so I go to the faculty meeting, I'm sitting there, finally she finishes everything that she has to say. She says, okay, everybody's dismissed. We're like, everybody's so glad. So we push in our chairs in the cafeteria. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. And then there's that fucking Becky. I have a question. The vodka had gotten to me a little bit by that point. And I was like, bitch, that is an email-worthy question. That's a response I got from the rest of the teachers. And I was like, oh, did I say that out loud? I thought I was just thinking it, you know? And the principal's like, Mrs. Ruiz, what do you have in that Sonic cup of yours? And I was like, why do you need to know my business, bitch? You know? I went home a little happy, and I was telling my husband, and once I started sobering up, I told him, oh my God, I'm gonna get fired. I'm gonna get fired. He's like, you're not getting fired. I'm gonna get fired. He's like, Irma, they have a teacher shortage. I'm like, I didn't get fired, guys. Can you believe it? Oh my God, I can't believe it. Did y'all guys hear about that whole scandal in Texas, in Houston, Texas, with the teachers cheating on their state exams to be teachers? Did y'all hear about it, yes or no? Well, I'm gonna tell you about it. Oh my God, the chisme, okay? This is not even funny, it's just so embarrassing. So there were all these teachers across the state of Texas in different cities who are taking their tests to become teachers, and they can't pass their test. They're taking it 2 or 3 times, they can't pass. Okay, somehow they get noticed by this one testing site, and they actually pay somebody to take the test. There was a vice principal taking the test. There was a coach, that's weird, taking the test and passing it for them. Crazy. When they actually went in and raided the place, there was a principal, a vice principal taking 2 tests simultaneously. Yes. Okay? And you know how much money these people made, these teachers and this vice principal and coach? Over $1 million. And here we are just teaching all stupid. I'm like, I'll go to jail for a few years for that risk. You know, I'll do it, man. I don't care. So crazy. Hello? It's like right in the middle of class, right, and the phone rings, and it's the principal. Mrs. Ruiz, you need to submit your attendance. Oh, shit. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Oops. I did. Go check. No, but I love teaching, man. So fun, so fun. Especially during Valentine's Day. Or Valentine's, depending on which district you're working in. That's shitty, dude. No, but really, I loved Valentine's Day, especially as an elementary school teacher, you know, because all the kids would give their teachers, you know, little chocolates, you know, little, you know, cards and stuff. Dude, my kids are awesome. You know what they would bring me? The little bottles of vodka. I am not kidding. I'll never forget the first time. It was two little boys, right? Two little boys. They brought me these little bottles of vodka, and I was like, oh my God, you guys, you come here. Come here. Tell your dad I said hi, okay? He sent it, right? It was his idea. I knew it. But you can't do that. And look, I'm not gonna report you. But you cannot do this again until Christmas, okay? Just wait. Go sit down, stupid. Oh my God. Oh my God, these kids are crazy, man. I remember I had this one kid named Bobby, and everybody in here has had a Bobby. He was a short little motherfucker, you know, super smart, you know, very intelligent, you know, but he had ADHD, and he was always just jumping around, and every morning he'd come in, I'd be like, Bobby, please tell me you took your medicine, Bobby. And he'd be like, no, miss. I'm like, Bobby, take your medicine. No, miss. Bobby, take your medicine. No, miss. Why do I have to take my medicine? It's not that I'm hyper, it's just that everybody else is slow. And I was like, you know what? You're right, you little fucker. And I actually told him, I called him a little fucker, dude. Everybody heard that. Ooh. But again, teacher shortage, right? But what is weird is that I said it in front of the whole class. None of them even blinked. They were like, yeah, you little fucker. None of them snitched, but I was still scared. I went home and I told my husband, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get fired. He's like, you're not getting fired. I'm like, I'm gonna get fired. He's like, teacher shortage. I'm like, I know, but I know this, I'm gonna get fired. He's like, you know, you've been calling these kids little fuckers since they were in kindergarten. Because everybody knows, like, when you're in the same district, you're in the same school for a long time, you see these kids grow up from the time that they're in kindergarten to 5th grade, 6th grade, and then sometimes teachers, I don't know why they do it, they'll move on with them to, like, middle school and high school. What the fuck? You know? They had those, let them go, you know? Dude, I've passed kids because I hate them so much. I'm like, I'm not keeping you another year. Fuck that. Crazy. That's so bad. No, but I had, like I said, Bobby, great kid, smart, just real hyper, right? It's so funny, though, because his best friend was Eddie, okay? His best friend was Eddie. And he would just, I'm not gonna lie, we called him Slow Eddie because he was a little bit malito, right? It's okay, look at the special ed teachers, like, or and the GT teachers are like, so true. No, but he was a little bit slow, okay? And the thing is, they were best friends, and Eddie was like this big, massive monster of a kid, all right? And I had him working together, you know, on proper nouns or plural nouns. I don't even know the difference, and I was their language arts teacher, right? And they're asking me for help. I'm like, just get the teacher's edition. Stop asking me questions. It's open the drawer. The teacher, move the bottles. Oh my God, right there. Stupid. I have a headache right now. So they're working together, right? Then all of a sudden, Eddie, big, massive, slow Eddie gets mad, and he throws his chair up in the air. And I'm like, oh my God, Eddie, what's going on? He's like, no, miss, I hate Bobby. He called me slow, miss. He called me slow. We're gonna take this shit outside, miss. We're gonna take this shit outside. And I'm like, Eddie, what are you gonna do outside, Eddie? He's like, well, miss, he called me slow. So we're gonna have a race. And the whole class gets quiet. And they're looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and I'm looking at my coffee that's still a little bit warm with my hot vodka in it, you know? And I'm like, fuck it, let's go outside. And my smart Bobby, the little one's looking at me like, I hate you. And I'm like, I told you to take your fucking medicine. So we go outside, right? And there they are, Bobby and Eddie, getting ready to race, right? Then all the other kids are like, we want to race Eddie. We want to race Eddie. I'm like, fuck it, race Eddie, man. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to race Eddie. Because I'll be damned if anybody's going to call me slower than Eddie. So yeah, we all raced Eddie. And I even went with my tacones and everything, you know, and Eddie lost. But that's okay, because after that, anytime anybody called him slow, he'd just be like, I know, right? Such a great kid, no. Such a great kid, man. Hot dad and everything. You know, he had a great-looking dad. Anyways, I'm going too far. No, but teaching was great. It was great. You know, I'm not teaching anymore. Don't worry, the children are safe. The children are safe. I stopped teaching. I'm now a stay-at-home mom. Okay? But it's not easy being at home and drinking by yourself. So at that moment, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna homeschool my daughter, you know? That way I have somebody to drink with, you know? And don't think that just because it's just me and my daughter at home that I wasn't strict with her. I was very strict with her. I'd be like, okay, math. How many bottles of wine before mom throws up? You know? No, it was great. I'm just playing with you guys. But you know, I was a big, you know, I was really involved in like the homeschool community and stuff. It was really great. It was really great. And so right after the pandemic, my daughter is 16 years old and she wants to go to a party, a homeschool party. I'm like, hey, you know, a whole bunch of nerds, please don't go, you know. But before I actually get onto that, you know, how many of y'all are middle school? You said there's only one middle school teacher here, right? I actually lost my virginity. I lost my V card in middle school. I was in 6th grade, guys. And it happened in the girls' gym in Del Rio, Texas. But wait, hold on. I lost my V card. Let me explain it to you, okay? So anyways, I don't know if you guys, do we have any coaches in here? Okay, well, in gym, we had to do this exercise where you had to, I'm going to step back because I'm wearing a skirt. You had to open your legs, and then you had to touch the floor 3 times. 1, 2, 3, clap. 1, 2, 3, clap. What was that called? Cherry pickers, okay? Now try to tell me that they were not trying to train little Mexican kids to work in the fields. That's some bullshit. So anyways, there I am with my legs wide open, you know, and there comes Angela Garcia behind me and kicks me, boom, right in my toonie. My legs were wide open, and that is the day that I lost my V card because I felt the tip of her 1986 Keds break through my hymen and tickle my ovaries. It was horrible. It hurt. I felt like, I don't know what it feels like to get kicked in the balls, sir, but I know what it feels like to get kicked in the ovaries. I'm assuming it might be possibly the same thing. I fell over and everything did, everything, it hurt so bad, okay? So when my daughter asked me, Mom, how did you lose your V card? That's the story that I tell my daughter. She doesn't need to know anything about the guys at the lake or anything, okay? That's the story that I tell her. So anyway, she's 16 years old. She wants to go to this party. I'm like, no, please, I don't. She's like, please, Mom, all the kids are going. I haven't spent time. I'm like, fine, okay, go. So she goes to the party. It's Saturday, you know. I get home after her, because I'm not a nerd, right? So I get after her. She's sitting on the couch and she's crying. Guess what happened? She lost her V card. She's crying, I lost my V card. And I'm just like, okay, stay calm, stay calm, stay calm. Maybe it's a rich kid. Just And so I'm like, okay, well, who was it? Who? And she said, I don't know. I mean, like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, you forgot? Or were you drinking? Like, you don't know his name? He gave you a fake name? And Mom, I don't know who it was. How do you not know who it was? Like, was anybody there? Did anybody see like this? She said, Mom, everybody was there. Everybody saw. And I was just like, sounds like my kind of party. And I was kidding. I have to throw in that just kidding real quick, okay? No, but not for my baby girl. Not my baby girl. And I'm so mad. And we're in Texas, and I told my husband, get the gun. Not the bullets, just the gun. We're going to this kid's house right now, and we're going to find out who took my daughter's V card. And she's crying. She's like, no, Mom, please. Mom, no, please, don't embarrass. I'm going to find out who took your V card. She's like, Mom, maybe I can just get another one. I'm like, me, are you stupid or something? Are you related to Slow Eddie? Like, what? I don't know what these boys have been telling you, but once you lose your V card, it's gone. It's gone. And she looks at me, she's like, Mom, you're telling me I can't get another vaccination card? She's still a virgin. Why are y'all so sad about that? That's good news. She's still a virgin, guys. Thank you. Oh my God, y'all are worse than my mother, you know? No, I love my mother, dude. If it weren't for my mother, I probably wouldn't even be a teacher, you know. It's crazy. Oh, thanks, Mom. My mom was super crazy. And you know, I talk a lot about drinking, you know, at work and stuff. And yeah, I did, but that's not why I quit, okay? I actually quit because I'm visually impaired. I have an eye disorder called retinitis pigmentosa. You know, it's kind of cool. It makes things disappear, especially ugly guys. You know, it's great. You know how... Y'all have no idea how many ugly guys have gotten lucky, and I wake up and I'm like, whoa. And then it's just my husband, I'm like, oh, I was kidding. I knew it was you the whole time. No, but I remember when it's pretty bad, my eye disorder, and that's really the reason why I had to quit, because, you know, you have the LCD projectors in the classroom, you have to turn off the lights, and I could hear sounds happening in the back, and I was like, what are y'all doing? And it's horrible, so I eventually had to quit, you know. But I remember when I was in third grade in San Antonio, Texas, I had this one teacher. We called her Miss Green, the Mean Machine. But she was so freaking awesome. She taught us how to make solar eclipse glasses. And very recently, maybe like a year ago, we had a solar eclipse. So my son, he lost his solar eclipse glasses. And I told him, don't worry about it. When I was in third grade, my teacher taught me how to make them. I'm gonna show you. Go to Grandpa's pantry, get me a Pop-Tarts box. I can cut out some little glasses, you know, like the 3D glasses. I put foil paper on the eyes and I make 2 holes with a toothpick, right, easy. And I said, here are your solar eclipse, well, he's 30. Here are your solar eclipse glasses. And he looks at me and he's like, Mom, I am not going to look at the sun with these solar eclipse glasses. I'm like, why not, mijo? I did it, and I'm okay. And he's like, Mom, I'm over here. I'm like, oh, sorry. Oh my God, guys. Are y'all ready for an awesome show? I am so glad that you guys are here today. We have such an awesome lineup.